How did it go? Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 157 of the Alter Ego podcast. I'm your host, Jack Austin. With me, as always, Mr. Ryan.
That's not accurate because I wasn't here last week.
We talked about it in depth. We talked about it in depth, and we talked about it in therapy.
I am almost always here.
Dr. Chandri came and calmed me down. He talked me off the ledge. Mr. Rhino up there in the Great White North, how you doing, buddy?
We actually talked about you behind your back.
We did.
That's cool.
We did. And that lets us know you didn't listen to the episode. Mrs. Austin there, how are you?
Right here, actually. I'm great. How are you?
So good.
What?
That being said, how's everybody doing? Have a good week?
Yep.
Yeah, you did?
Yeah.
Anything important happened to you, Mr. Rye Guy?
Nothing. Tony Anello's.
You went to Tony Anello's?
Oh.
Why'd you go to Tony?
Why? For what kind of event?
My cat died.
Happy
birthday
to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear
Mr. President.
Happy birthday to you. Yeah. Hey, Ryan said all he wants for his birthday is, if you are a fan of the show, to send him a voice clip of you singing him happy birthday.
Video.
He has requested that from any of our folks out there in Alter Ego Land. All of us have done it ad nauseum at this point. We're sick and tired of seeing each other sing him happy birthday, but you guys really reach out to Ryan, send it to the show, post it on the group, whatever you want. Ryan, right?
Yeah, go ahead. I love it.
He said he'd really love to see you guys sing him happy birthday. So please, Alter Ego, you maniacs, you egomaniacs, go out there and sing my man happy birthday.
Please.
Why?
He's this beautiful shade of chocolate, so he may look
Milky white.
29, but he's actually 114.
Yep, black don't crack, baby.
Happy birthday, Ryan. Oh my goodness. Let's get into it, shall we?
114.
All right. Let's talk about a little bit of DC, shall we? James Wan, the director of Aquaman 2, that I'm excited for. I don't know why, but I'm excited for this movie. Has come out and said this movie has nothing to do with The Flash.
If I could point this out, other than the typo that Chet made, if I could point this out, does anybody find it ironic that this comment did not come out until after The Flash just completely ate shit?
Absolutely bombed. This is the nicest, most professional way anybody's ever said, please watch my movie.
Yeah.
Yes.
I feel like they're coming out like, okay, it wasn't us.
Yeah. Hey, guys,
It's not bad like that one was.
I know Momoa's in the movie, but he's not a part of it. Like, really? I mean, I don't know. You got the Flash, and then you've got Jason Momoa's Aquaman, right? Like, one of them does a subpar performance, and the other one's great in everything that he's in.
One of these things is not like the other.
One of those.
It'll be interesting to see if, like, we get this report like a couple weeks after it goes into the box offices. Ending scene with the Flash was cut from the theatrical debut of the Aquaman.
I was thinking the same thing. I was like, I wonder if they've made any post-production changes.
100%.
Yeah.
Actually, this movie has historically had massive reshoots and a lot of things redone with it for that simple purpose. But I mean, Flash, he's just, one of them wears a sandal, the other one wears geared hardware.
Oh,
the rugged yet stylish.
This early?
They're the perfect accessory for any man who's always on the go. Whether it's a board meeting or a bar fight or the Kingdom of Atlantis, made with high quality materials and backed up by a lifetime warranty, you can rest assured that your geared watch will be there for you when you need it most. Like when Black Manta shows up and tries to destroy Atlanta. Go to www.gearedhardware.com and use promo code AlterEgo20 to get 20% off your order. Real geared hardware, real hardware.
No bullshit.
None.
Ah, boy.
Wow, that was quick.
That was early. We're 5 minutes in.
Listen, who says you're supposed to expect it?
That's what she said.
Oh,
Boy.
Whoa. That's how Henry was born.
boy.
So turning to probably one of my favorite stories we've had here on the Alter Ego podcast in a long time. And if you know anything about me, this probably won't surprise you, but this story just slapped a smile on my face that I could not get off for a long time. A fucking wild bear got loose in Magic Kingdom.
Yes.
I could not have giggled to myself more.
By the way, did you love the fact that I used Winnie the Pooh for that?
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
Oh, bother.
Oh, bother.
I just the thoughts of all those families in line at Magic Kingdom and being
how many of those people were like, is this part of the ride?
Yeah.
Frank,
Part of the show?
Frank, grab the children.
Look, honey, that's a bear. Oh, he's supposed to be here.
Yeah.
No,
Why
he's
is
not.
he eating popcorn out of the garbage can?
Right.
I'm sure there had to be one person like, that's not a real bear. That's got to be somebody in the costume.
Hold
Let
on,
me go
I gotta
see.
look
Let me
this
go
up
see.
as well because like what kind of bear was it? That's another really good
Yeah.
question.
Was it a
A
brown bear?
red panda.
Okay. If it was a black bear, no offense, it's really not a bad thing. But if it was a grizzly,
Yeah.
you got bigger
Hold on a
problems.
second. We have had this conversation about black bears on this program before.
We have.
That's still a fucking bear.
At any stage, it's still a
Still a
bear.
bear.
I get that, but one of them has different modes of operation than others.
You're
Yeah,
not
one-
wrong. You're
One's a
not
lot more
wrong.
carefree, and the other one's more
But in
like-
the Magic Kingdom,
Yeah.
what about all those? Think of every video you've ever seen where they surprise somebody with the tickets to the Magic Kingdom and they're so excited and they're crying and they can't wait. Go on, little Jennifer, go in there and get your shoes. We're going to the Magic Kingdom. And a bear showed up.
Was he on cocaine?
Oh,
God,
boy.
nothing would have made that better.
I'm not gonna lie. I would if I was that Jennifer, I'd be like, this is the greatest day.
Hold on. Are we saying Jennifer with a T?
Jennifer
Yeah.
with a T.
We are.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
I don't know.
It's
I
part of
want
the
this
joke.
movie to happen. Maybe this was on set location for the sequel to Cocaine Bear, Meth Bear at Magic Kingdom. Because I
Could
would
be.
watch that movie. I'd go into the theaters for Meth Bear at Magic Kingdom. By the way, today's episode is named Meth Bear at Magic Kingdom. There.
Written down.
Yep.
He's riding Space Mountain and shit.
Jen.
Oh,
Meth bear at Magic Kingdom.
Yeah.
Okay.
Take note, Chet.
So speaking of people begging for death, Keanu Reeves didn't want to be in John Wick 4. He apparently begged producers to kill his character. I'm going to give you this one, Keanu. I'm going to give you that one.
Kill his character.
Please.
My favorite part of that was the producer's response to it. Is like, all right, we'll give him a 10% window of surviving.
We'll see how the box office works out.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, that please guys, with the sequels, make it stop.
we don't need a John Wick 5. We really do not.
It's ruining
Yeah.
movies anymore.
You may not, but I still do.
Why can't we do this like James Bond and have there be a moniker of John Wick where you
Listen,
have this guy? I don't know.
Because there's a skill level that Mr. Wick has.
True.
And a
I
wit.
can make the best analogy for John Wick right now. So Die Hard with a Vengeance, which was Die Hard 3. That's the one with Samuel L. Jackson. It was a phenomenal Die Hard.
Hey,
It was better. It was better than 2. It wasn't better than 1, but it was better than 2. And I thought it should have been a great way to end the franchise. They came out with Live Free or Die Hard, which was Die Hard 4. And it was a really good movie. And I'm like, oh my God, I love this movie. Please end it here. Then they came out with the ridiculous one in Russia, of all things. An NYPD cop is in Russia doing shit. And it was absolutely awful.
And his
absolutely
son's in
awful.
CIA or something.
Yeah.
Just done
That's
with
exactly how John Wick 5 would go.
In the next one, we're going to have John McClane put into a supercomputer and he's going to battle viruses.
Well, they probably could do that now, given his health. Oh, okay.
We're going to move on from that one. Oh my
Okay,
gosh. Oppenheimer, the highest grossing biopic in film history. Cool. I still haven't seen it.
I still haven't seen it, but I can't wait to see it. I'm very
Yeah.
excited to see it, but I'm just waiting
Why?
for it to be on free. Because I love that story. I love the Manhattan Project. I love I'm a physics buff, so I like learning about that stuff, and I want to see it.
Okay.
Rhino the physics buff.
Yeah. Show me a physics book right now.
Hey, Spider-Man, do a flip.
Make something physicky happen.
All right. Enough of the word crunching book jockey. We're going to move on to something else. One Piece already renewed for season 2. Another thing that I'm like, all right, we still need to see it.
We do.
A single episode of it. I don't know.
Well, hold on. Need? Do we need to see
we
it?
would. We said we would last
Yeah,
week.
would, but do we need to see it?
We said we would, so yes.
No, he brings up a good point. Here's an interesting one. The Crow, the movie getting remade. The Crow, the announcement made that he's an anti-hero in the movie reboot. Has anyone seen the first Crow?
Yep.
Yes, I love the first Crow.
How is this an update? Is this for
What do you
people who
mean?
don't know about the Crow?
It's a reboot. Yeah, it's a reboot of the franchise.
Right? Huh?
You gotta remember how old the Crow is, though. A lot of
Yeah.
the kids haven't seen
Yeah,
it.
it's
Heard of it.
early 90s. Yeah.
A lot of people
Still
aren't.
never seen
rebooting it. They're rebooting it to draw on the old crowd and start a new saga for the next crowd.
Because I tell you
bet this
what,
isn't
the
gonna
way
be a
the
single
Crow
movie.
was, I think it was supposed to be a series and have
Yeah.
more and more of them, and they're going to make this movie wild. And if they're smart, which I hope they are, they're going to make it have a lot of horror edges to it.
Yes, that's what they should do.
They should make this.
It should be very gory. It should be very dark. It should be very nasty, to be honest with you.
Be
Right.
nasty.
nasty.
You
Oh, the
said
Crow's so nasty. Oh,
You
see,
stop that Crow.
that Crow is so
Nasty.
nasty. Crow, stop it with your nasty ass. The Crow one's in there with a black man banana or what is it? Banana hammock?
Hammock.
A black man banana. Okay. All right.
Here it is. We're
All right.
getting.
I was like, where's it going with this?
By the way, that's the snippet.
That is
the snippet.
That's what I want for the Crow. I just want him running through the shadows in just that little black banana hammock. You know what I mean? Like the jump scares when you
Not
know the
black man
monsters.
banana.
Not the black man banana. That is a whole different demographic. That'll be a movie that gets made, but somewhere else.
Somewhere else.
But I still want to see it. I don't know. This
Oh,
should
I'm
be-
gonna see that big time. I'm gonna watch it. I love The Crow with Brandon Lee. Oh my
Yeah.
god.
good one. Here's a good talking point to talk about here. The cinematography. Has anybody been watching Ahsoka other than Ryan?
No.
Yes.
I have to agree with this. The report that came out, all these people screaming this, I am on board with this 1,000%.
What did it say?
It said that the episode 5,
Mm-hmm.
featuring a spoiler alert character that
Yes.
I'm not going to mention, had the best cinematography of any Star Wars show or Star Wars history.
Star Wars history.
Yes. Well,
I don't disagree. It's really good. Here's
So the shot, the first shot. I
Don't-
apologize for interrupting. The
I don't wanna
first.
spoil it. I don't want to
no
spoil it.
spoils.
All right, so then I'll take a step back. There is a shot that I won't describe of a certain character who is walking away from Ahsoka, and there's a certain transition that happens in the shot.
Ryan,
Epic.
Ryan, what do you think
But
he's
that's
talking
enough.
about? Being a non-Star Wars fan, what do you think he's talking about?
I don't know. Maybe there was like a Jedi that was a lady is now a Jedi lady man.
Oh boy.
That's really good.
Oh wow, we went off. We don't.
No.
We went overboard with that one.
That's actually what happens. Yeah.
Anyways, being the Star Wars junkie that I am, having started my Star Wars journey with the original trilogy, I can wholeheartedly agree with this.
Yeah.
This
When-
is some of the best cinematography we've ever had in the entire franchise.
I
When
agree.
we saw that scene, Jack and I literally like didn't say anything to each other, and we were just like, "Did you just see that?"
Yeah. It was
Oh,
really,
I shot up off. I was watching it with my wife. I shot up off the couch. I was like, no fucking way.
yeah, it was cool. It
I
was
literally
really
wanted
cool.
I wanted to literally just film like 8 seconds of that and post it on social media to be a jerk. So I was
Yeah.
like, everybody needs to see this.
Here's the thing that I don't like from the Star Wars community. All these people out here already crowning Ahsoka the best Star Wars show.
Haven't seen Andor.
I will come out of my seat and come unglued with a fury of blows to your face and chest area if you're going to try to say that Andor is not the best show that Star Wars has put out. Now, when it's all said and done, when Ahsoka finishes, I'll have that conversation. But anybody crowning Ahsoka right now is insane. Andor
I do like
is
Ahsoka.
still-
lot.
I don't know if I would say insane, dude.
You're insane.
So the
There's
I
a
can
lot of
see-
nostalgia that's coming from this right now. Like
Yeah.
there's a
that's
lot.
what I was gonna say. I can see
Whether-
Jack's side of the argument as somebody who wasn't the biggest Star Wars fan going into what Disney has done with Star Wars since. So I can see that being a guy who wants different aspects of Star Wars, new stuff. I can see why you would say Andor is so good. But being a Star Wars diehard that I am, watching Ahsoka so far, in my opinion, Ahsoka is right up there with Andor.
Excellent show. I would not agree. I would not disagree with it being right up there. I wholeheartedly agree with that. This has been an amazing show. To me, Andor is just on another level.
But I think that's where like that's the point that like Rhino's trying to make is like whether it's the best show is one thing, but the amount of feels that's coming from Ahsoka right now is going to like if a poll was created post last episode about what's the best one, then I think the last episode alone is going to draw a lot of attention.
For sure. I agree.
Whether it's the best show, like actual best show, or like people just think this is the best show because they're all up in their feelings, that's a completely different argument.
Yeah. But you know, this is a continued argument we have every week that Star Wars is really stepping up their game in a major way.
Yes.
Big time.
Yep.
I can say I can, end that debate. Does Andor have Rosario Dawson in it?
Oh boy.
Well,
he wants to slap them cheeks.
I do want to clap those cheeks.
Clap the cheeks. Whatever.
He wants to fondle those cheeks.
Rosario, if you're listening, ever since you was Lala, girl.
I thought you liked Alexander.
Or Rent.
I've never seen Rent.
Or Lease.
Or Buy.
Yeah.
Or couching it with a friend.
There's nothing against Rosario Dawson. She's awesome. I don't know. And I'm not big on the laser swords, and this one has had more laser swords than the most recent. That being said, Ahsoka's excellent. It's right up there with Andor for sure. Lando was originally going to be a series with Childish Gambino, and now it's going to be a movie.
Mr. Gambino.
Yeah.
Good old Donald Glover. We're related,
Are you?
No.
Really? Yeah.
We just have the same last name.
You might be.
I'm aware.
We could be.
That's why I'm related to Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Yes, we are.
But that's not his real last name.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. It is. I saw him at WrestleMania.
He wrestled him.
Yeah, his name was Austin on the marquee. Anyway, Lando becoming a movie now. What do we think?
Why not a show?
I'm okay with this simply because of there's a lot of story to tell there.
Yeah.
But not enough to fit in an entire series.
I agree. There have been a lot of these recently that don't need to be series.
Yeah.
They really
So I'm okay with it being a movie.
Oh, I thought he already had a movie. I realized that was Solo that he was in. So,
yes. And he's not a big part in it, but it's still good. It's still good. I just think that Star Wars is absolutely crushing it. I don't know what I want to see next, but what is next on the docket for Star Wars after Ahsoka? Do we know?
The one with Rey.
Oh, the movie.
The movie that they're coming out with Rey. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's not even started production. That's a while from that.
To be honest, I don't know what's actually next in terms of release.
Gotcha. I'd love to see some more Bad Batch, but that can't go much longer. Bad Batch is probably going to be done soon. That's I don't know. I think it's a very exciting time to be a Star Wars fan. And when we talk about that, it's not like I haven't seen Star Wars from the jump. I've seen all the original ones and they're good, but where they're going is a more exciting place than it's ever been.
This is exactly why I said probably a couple times that the Star Wars franchise is on the verge of taking over MCU as the number one franchise for Disney right now.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's very possible.
Yeah, it is. And that's something that we're going to talk about a little bit later too. There's no way in hell that Marvel's going to be able to keep up if they don't have some real hitters very soon.
100%.
And I don't want to go into too much just yet, but I do want to talk a little bit of Marvel before we go to break.
Before you do that, and I don't know how credible
Credible.
Skeleton Crew is supposedly a
Oh,
live action series in
that's
2023. The
right.
Ocelot is 2024.
Yeah. Skeleton Crew
Andor
is
season 2 is 2024.
Skeleton Crew is the one that has what's
Jude Law.
the British actors? Jude Law. So that's
Yep.
the one where they're going after names of kids who are believed to be force sensitive.
Yeah, we saw these all at the
Yeah.
Right.
So
that-
Jude Law is the Jedi quotation fingers, because I still think that there's a story behind that. But they're searching for these kids who are force sensitive, and obviously the Empire is.
Right. So they are of the Empire looking for these children.
Yes, the Empire is looking. So this is post Return of the Jedi. Or no,
Right.
excuse me. No. Excuse me. This is post Revenge of the Sith.
Gotcha.
This is post sequel trilogy when the Empire is taken over.
So that's interesting. So the Skeleton Crew is working for the Empire.
I believe so, if I have the right series.
Interesting. And so this guy, well, Jude Law being a Jedi, I haven't heard that.
I'm pretty sure if I have the right series, I'm pretty sure that's what it is.
Is there a recap on there? What you're looking at
a recap for what?
for Skeleton Crew?
I don't know. I kept scrolling because I was looking to see if they had any other details.
Because
that's the one I'm talking about. Yeah.
Let's hear it. Do you have the
synopsis?
Yeah, the synopsis for it.
So Jude Law's role is currently under wraps, but the story is that they are searching for kids who are force sensitive. And Jude Law, the rumor is Jude Law is apparently a Jedi who escaped Order 66 and is apparently supposed to be helping these kids, but there's also rumors that he could become an Inquisitor in that series as well. So I don't know.
That's kind of his MO, though, isn't it? Like Jude
Evil?
Law
Yeah.
always plays a good guy or a nice guy who ends up being evil.
Yeah.
Okay, there is a synopsis, but it doesn't give a whole lot of stuff. 4 kids who find themselves lost in the vastness of the galaxy trying to find their way home. Skeleton Crew's tone is an adventure. We wanted it to be a lot of fun. There's no, I mean, it literally says, what is Skeleton Crew synopsis? And there was like a sentence and a half within 3 paragraphs of the actual, what is this show about? So there's not a whole lot here, but kids lost in the galaxy trying to find their way home.
So 4 kids.
Yeah.
Maybe who are already captured. Who knows? All right. Well, I don't know. That's going to be interesting. Let's talk about a little bit of Marvel before we go to break, because there's not a ton of stuff to talk about. But I do want to talk about something that happened with Sony. They posted and then quickly deleted a video of Topher Grace, who was famously Venom in Spider-Man 3 with Tobey Maguire, versus Tom Hardy, who is our current Venom. So they posted it and then deleted it, leading to, as we all know, wild speculation. Is Sony fully going into the multiverse situation as well?
Well, there's 2 possibilities for this. I was thinking about this earlier. There's 2 possibilities for this. One is that they're going to introduce Tom Hardy's Venom into a multiverse scenario where he fights Topher Grace's Venom and then is all of a sudden thrown into the MCU multiverse. Or the other possibility, because there have been rumors that they want to do a Spider-Man 4 with what's his name, the original Spider-Man, Tobey Maguire. And maybe this is how they introduce Tom Hardy into that universe. I think there's going to be a multiversal aspect to it if this really happens. Or it could have just been Sony being dicks.
Yeah.
And they posted some shit that they shouldn't have.
So I don't want to see Tom Hardy versus Tobey Maguire.
You don't want to see Venom versus Venom?
I do want to see him versus Topher Grace. That would be interesting.
Yes, I would love to see that. Yeah.
Tobey Maguire in Spider-Man 4. I have zero interest in a Tobey Maguire-led Spider-Man and a 4th outing at all.
I don't even have any interest in the other kid leading another Spider-Man movie.
Amazing Spider-Man?
Andrew Garfield. Yeah, I don't have any interest in that either. Just leave it to Tom Holland and go forward with that franchise.
And
you don't need another Spider-Man reboot.
I've said this a bunch that Garfield is my favorite Spider-Man, and I wholeheartedly agree with you on that one. I have no interest in seeing multiple Spider-Men be Spider-Man, and we just watched
I do.
Into the Spider-Verse.
I want Miles Morales badly.
That's different.
No, that's a completely different person, though.
Right. That I'm all about. I would love to see Miles.
Yeah.
I'd love to see Miles.
Especially if they're going to give us Miles Morales, don't give us another Peter Parker.
Right.
Because then we have 3 Spider-Men.
Yeah. And I'm not interested in that. I mean, if you've seen Into the Spider-Verse, which, by the way, pretty damn good movie.
Oh my God, it's so
liked
good.
it a lot. And there is some nods to other franchises in that movie.
Yes.
2 really big ones.
Yep.
So, I mean, actually, there's 3, which would be the gentleman who's in prison. And when he's one of the live action individuals amongst the cartoons. So yeah, that's another one that was a good nod. If you haven't seen that movie yet, I don't know. Is it too late? When is that movie? When did it come out?
It's been out for a little
Can we
while,
talk about
at
it?
least a month or more.
Across the Spider-Verse? Yeah, we can talk about that.
It's you can rent it on. Well, that doesn't mean anything.
No, it does. It's readily available. But but Donald Glover is in that movie.
Yep.
And
as a live action person,
as a live action Prowler, which was pretty cool.
Yeah.
So I would love to see that happen.
Well, that's the rumor though, is that he's going to be Prowler in the MCU. Is that's the rumor.
Okay, that's really cool that he was in the Spider-Verse movie.
He was already in Spider-Man Homecoming.
Yeah, he was in Homecoming as the guy that couldn't open the car, and he got his hand spiderweb to the trunk.
Right. He's like, you're not used to this part of it. You've never intimidated anybody before.
Yeah. So the rumor is that he's going to be the actual live action Prowler in the MCU is the rumor. And the reason why they're able to do it in Across the Spider-Verse is because the Prowler is a Sony product.
Right. And they also, and I'll just go ahead and say it since we said that one, Miles pops his head in, not Miles, the Spot pops his head in on Mrs. Chan, who's in Venom.
Yep.
She's the
her little shop.
Yeah, and he mentions right at the very first time you see Spider-Man 2099, he says, and I'm not talking about Doctor Strange and Spider-Man
from
Universe 199999.
Who is Tom Holland?
I mean, Sony really is kind of leaning into it. I don't know. That being said, let's take our first break of the day.
Yes.
Then we're going to finish some Marvel talk, and then we're going to get into a little bit of gaming to round out the day. So we'll see you guys in just a minute.
Cool.
And we're back. Okay. So, interesting announcement. I don't know how I feel about this one, but it is the Werewolf by Night being released on Hulu and having a full color version. Now, if you haven't seen that movie, it is all in black and white. There are a couple of color moments in it, but it's mainly shot in black and white for the purposes of being black and white. What are your thoughts?
I think there was a large crowd of people that demanded that the show came out in color, and that's the only reason why they're doing it.
Yeah, I mean,
why though?
Yeah,
I mean, I'm going to use that same argument that I've used for a lot of different things. The original's not going away, so we still have that.
I know.
I do, however, think that was the point of the movie. So I don't really understand. And the fact that they're not even releasing it on Disney Plus and they're just pushing it off to Hulu. No, I know they're basically like monopolized and it's all like owned by the same people, but that's beside the point. But like, they're not even putting that shit on Disney Plus.
Yeah, if you give me the option to watch either one, I'm gonna watch the black and white.
Right.
I'll only watch the color just to be like, yeah, I could say I saw it in color, but I don't have an interest in it.
That was kind of the point of it, because those moments of color, like you said, are very significant because
mean
of
a
the
lot
way.
more.
Right.
Yeah,
I don't know.
It's kind of intentional. Wasn't like Sin City back in the day? Like
pretty much. Yeah.
Sin City had a couple of colorized moments, and they were meant to be that way. But this was a deeper than Sin City purpose. You know what I mean? Like, I loved Sin City. It was great. It was revolutionary the way they shot
Spirit,
it.
that was the other one.
Right. But when they the Spirit, what a call out. But when they threw it all the way back to those old school horror movies, practical effects and stuff like that, I just think that's the way the movie's intended to be watched. Whatever.
Like I said, I think there's a very small demographic of people that want to see this in color, and that's the only reason why they're doing it.
Right.
I think Jamie Johnson was one of them.
One of what?
You wanted to see it in color.
Oh, I'm not. I don't know. I'm not really jazzed about it. But here's something. I just want to count something real quick.
Yeah. No.
I think in about 16 days, we're gonna find out about the future of the Marvel universe.
Yep.
What happened in 16 days?
Loki
Oh,
season 2
yeah.
has been moved up to October 5th. I'm so excited for this show.
I am too.
I do not think this show is going to miss.
No.
Well, they for the sole purpose that they can't have it miss. At this point, they cannot have it miss. It has to hit hard.
Yeah.
This is their best cast that they've come out with.
Yep.
This is the most established show. This is the godfather of all these shows that we've gotten.
And this
Yep.
is the show, like, when they were basically talking about the post-Endgame MCU, this is the show that everybody knew was going to drive it. Like, I think that they really harped on that, and I think everybody knows that this is going to drive the MCU, so we're expecting it to literally drive it. And there's so much that can come from this series and the timelines and all this other shit, and it's already like we're seeing all this multiverse stuff going on, so I think that you're right, it has to hit, so just because it's been so hyped.
Here's another part that I'm really excited about. They've announced that Jonathan Majors is going to be a very big part of Loki season 2.
He has to be.
I'm glad that they are moving forward with Mr. Majors, and that this nonsense that's happening outside, hey, if it gets proved wrong, I'll say I'm wrong, but I don't think this is the case. I'd love to see Jonathan Majors continue innocent until proven guilty. Put that man in the show, keep rocking with
I don't
him.
even know what
He
you're talking
does
about.
such a great job. He
Allegations about something.
a young lady that he was dating said that he beat her.
Okay.
And then he was arrested for it, but then she was well, just to briefly talk about it, she was then went to the club talking about how she was having a great time. Kind of had a interesting.
It almost turns out that she was the
Curious
one that
evidence.
was physically abusive.
She
Right.
was.
Is what
Oh,
the
like,
allegations.
and there's
But
evidence
regardless of that, I think the reason why his role in this show is so important is because we got a very small amount of him in Loki season 1.
Right, one episode.
In Ant-Man, we got a lot of Kang, but we got a lot of that specific Kang.
Right.
We didn't get a lot about what kind of Kang we're going to see going forward as the big bad in Marvel.
Victor Timely. Well, we might have. I mean, he may still play a big part.
And I think he's going to, but we don't know that yet. We don't know what kind of role Kang is going to play until I think we see Victor Timely. I think Victor Timely is going to open the eyes of the Marvel crowd as to what kind of impact Kang really has on all of the timelines. Because now you're talking about the TVA. You're talking about the people who deal with every timeline, not just one timeline like an Ant-Man or, the one episode we got in Loki season 1. Now you're talking about a dude who's going to have a huge role in the actual timeline curators.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's very important to the MCU going forward and conveying that message of what kind of guy Kang really can be.
Yeah, and He Who Remains came in and said, "Oh, you're gonna come find me.
Yeah,
I know what's gonna happen here. If you guys kill me, it's fine. I'll see you soon." He actually says that line to Sylvie. See you soon.
Mhm.
So
it's almost possible that we get He Who Remains again in Loki season 2.
Right. And then you see Loki and Sylvie and Renslayer and all those folks resetting the TVA.
I want to do this now, so it's on record. I think we may have already done it, but I want to do it now, so it's on record. I do think, even in the smallest amount, even if it's just a name drop, I think we get Deadpool as some sort of cameo in this season.
I've been saying that for weeks.
I was gonna say Jack's been saying that for weeks. He's been saying that exact thing for weeks.
Yeah, I think we see Deadpool.
Yep.
Which would be his first time on screen. And to
in the
do
MCU.
that, to have him with MCU royalty
Yep.
in Tom Hiddleston, because that guy has truly become one of the OGs and elevated the MCU in a big way.
Yep.
You know, he's one of those guys who's so good that like he's Loki, but he's good at everything else.
Yeah.
So him coming in and playing Loki again and seeing
over and over and over.
and
I mean,
him
what
being the
properties so
introduction
far?
to Deadpool would be amazing. Because think about it, he's still Asgardian. If Deadpool tries to shoot him or do something to him, it's going to bounce off. It's not going to hurt him.
Yep.
So it'll be very interesting to see those two interact for sure, especially the way they've been hyping this show up. It's going to be top tier.
Yeah.
Well, let's not forget too. I apologize about interrupting. Real quick, female Loki has been a love interest of Deadpool.
Sylvie.
Yep.
Sylvie. Yeah.
That's not going to happen though, because they didn't kill his girlfriend off. So I imagine she's going to come with him. But also, Death has been a love interest of Deadpool.
Yep.
I want to see that. I want to see the Enchantress, the Death. I want to see
even if
all of that.
Even if Deadpool's not interested in Sylvie, there still could be that dynamic where Sylvie is interested in Deadpool.
Right. Until he takes his mask off.
And then it's like, oh.
Looks like
And he looks like a walnut.
Oh.
Yeah.
Avocado.
Yeah. I don't know. It's going to be very, very good to see this. I can't wait to report on episode 1.
It's got the chills.
Speaking of variants and things like that, there are going to be 65 different suit variants in Spider-Man 2.
I cannot wait to play this game. I am so excited to play this game. I played the shit out of the first one. It's one of the greatest superhero games of all time.
Is it going to be released on Xbox?
Nope.
Nope.
Didn't think
so. It is a PS5 exclusive, and that's okay.
For now, because there's a couple of things that are going on. Microsoft has recently announced that they are not releasing Elder Scrolls on PS5. The big crowd. It's a lot of people not getting that game. Starfield is one that they're already up in arms over.
Mm-hmm.
And
I think there's a reason for that, though.
I do too, and I think it's a bargaining chip. I think it's a way of saying, "Hey, Sony,
I'll
man,
show you
come
mine
to
if you
the
show me
table.
yours."
Come to the table, Sony."
Yeah.
I mean, hey, you want this? We want to give it to you, but we want something in return.
But I also think it has a lot to do with the Bethesda head saying a couple weeks ago that it was beneficial to Starfield to release it exclusively on Xbox because it allowed them to see what the specs for the console were. So it allowed them to make a great game.
It did, but it also, they've also talked about wanting to purchase Nintendo. That came out in an email.
That's
that
hilarious.
the head of Xbox, Phil Spencer, I think his name is, wanted to purchase Nintendo as a whole.
That's hilarious.
They got the money. They got the money.
They do have the money. They do have it's Microsoft.
And Nintendo is an iconic name that's not going anywhere. Nintendo would not become an Xbox. They would still put out Nintendo products and Nintendo games, and Mario would still be that.
Well, I think that's the only reason why Xbox would buy them is to make sure they stayed Nintendo. Because if they didn't, then no one would purchase it.
Right. If you put out Mario on Xbox, that's not going to work.
No.
They're synonymous, right? But I think this is definitely one of those big bargaining chips that the Xbox is going out there and saying, like, hey, Xbox truly, if they wanted to, or Microsoft, let's not say Xbox, Microsoft could turn around and buy Sony at any time if Sony agrees to it. That's all they need, because they got.
To be honest with you, how close is it to literally it just being an Xbox thing that purchases Nintendo?
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, I don't even know if Microsoft would have to put much behind that. It could literally just be Xbox that does it.
Right. I mean, it's all the same bank account and that.
No, I get that. I'm just saying, if you're the head of Xbox, you're not going to make that comment if there isn't anything to back it.
Right. Sure.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm honestly sick of the division of all the consoles. I want to see the only division I want to see is console and PC
100%. 100%.
in terms
At
of
least in
competitive
competitive
gaming.
Yeah.
In
Yeah.
competitive gaming, split up the PC, keep the console boys in one singular lane, and keep the PC boys over here. I'm down with it.
It's just drastically different
Yeah.
in
The
playability and
right.
whatever.
That's why when I see Nintendo joining Xbox, great. Sony joining Xbox, great. All of them coming together and doing one console, I'm down. Let's do it.
But see, like the reason why I'm okay with Nintendo joining Xbox is there's nothing that Nintendo does that competes with Xbox on a performance level. They have their own niche of games.
Yep.
Mhm.
Like the games that come out on Nintendo are specifically meant for Nintendo.
Mm-hmm. They're meant for parties. They're meant for kids.
The Switch.
They're meant
Mhm.
for nostalgia purposes.
Yeah. Yeah.
I still say the Nintendo Switch is the greatest console they've ever
100%.
made.
I agree with that 100%.
But I don't know. It's interesting to see where this could go because I don't know why PlayStation is so resistant to wanting to collab with Xbox or other major consoles.
Because I don't think they feel they don't need to. The Japanese, proud people. But and I mean they've been.
You're not wrong. I don't know.
It's been a thing.
I just laughed because
Like-
my brain goes to a certain place.
But like the whole Bethesda thing, I mean, you spent $7 billion on that company. You're gonna have to get your money back out of it.
Oh, they're
somehow or
gonna.
another.
They're going to.
And
for sure.
one of the better ways to do that also is the more people that are on that console, they can buy your system. So to not give it to PlayStation, like, hey, you want to play Elder Scrolls? Go over here.
Mm-hmm.
They're available. Come get that.
See, that's a small enough title to do that, yeah, but Activision is too big of a title to do that with.
No, it's not, because that's what it would drive. It would drive PlayStation. Xbox sales all day.
As much as I can't stand it, if Call of Duty became a Xbox exclusive, there would be a lot of switches. A lot of people going from.
Yeah, but you have to understand. You realize all of these companies, Xbox, PlayStation, Switch, they don't make money off the console sales.
No, for sure.
No, I don't. But that's the
They
point.
actually lose money off the console sales. So if you took away one of the consoles, you're losing a third of your revenue stream.
Right.
That's true.
Potentially, or they go buy Xboxes. Now they're in your.
But what are the odds that you make up that revenue with people switching over to Xbox? It's not going to happen.
It depends on the game that you decide to make that switch.
You would have to have multiple titles to do that. Call of Duty alone isn't going to be enough to have enough people switch from PlayStation to Xbox.
Are you kidding me? I think.
Yeah, no, I'm not. No,
I think you get a lot of people to switch over, and you're also. This isn't just for the next year or the next console series. It's for forever. So Activision has this for forever going forward. And if all a PlayStation has is, hey, remember Ghost of Tsushima? Remember Spider-Man? Yeah, I played those. Yeah, no, I'm gonna go play Call of Duty with my friends because Call of Duty.
Yeah, but you got to remember, PlayStation is also acquiring studios too, though.
On for 20 years, and there's only one thing that's ever dethroned Call of Duty is top sales, and that is freaking Grand Theft Auto. So
what did PlayStation just acquire a year or so ago? Was it the studio that did
Destiny,
Overwatch, or not Overwatch? Not Overwatch.
yeah, Xbox has that one.
Talking about Bungie,
Bungie, Blizzard. Yeah.
Well, Blizzard is Activision Blizzard.
Yeah, yeah.
Bungie
Blizzard is.
What am I thinking of? It was Destiny, and what was the other main title?
That's pretty much.
Anyways.
You were saying something.
It was your thought.
We're sitting here waiting for you to bring it up.
There was something there. There's enough solo titles on PlayStation though that would keep everyone from switching from PlayStation to Xbox. I mean, you got God of War, you've got Spider-Man, you've got Destiny, you've got a lot of titles that would keep enough of a crowd from switching from PlayStation to Xbox to justify keeping your titles on Xbox exclusive.
Well, see, you're also thinking multiple people own multiple consoles. I have a Switch, I have a PlayStation, and I have an Xbox. So even if they were to go Xbox, exclusive, they can have they get all those people that, hey, I want to play Call of Duty.
Well, how big of a demographic is that?
They'll have that. They still have their Lonely Boy machine.
You're talking about a small percentage of people that have all consoles. It's not that big of a
It's bigger
percentage.
than you think, because I know a lot of people that have both.
Even if it's 25%, even if
Once.
it's 25%, that's not that big of a demographic.
Yeah, but a lot of money is also not made necessarily in just the game, but it's also made in the purchases inside the games.
I think we're all saying that there's never going to be one game that's the end all be all to end the console wars and make people switch. There never will be. That's just not a thing that's going to happen. But it's trending in that direction where I think right now Xbox is holding a lot of the chips, and PlayStation definitely has some OG franchises. You just listed them off. They definitely have their loyalists. They're not going to go anywhere unless they get bought. But to your argument of why split your revenue stream, why would PlayStation always want to do this? I mean, they're cutting off 2/3 of the gaming community just to have somebody play the PlayStation. And Xbox has gone in and said, yeah, no, we're not doing that. We're going to share it with everybody. Play the game. We don't care. I mean, I just think with those practices, it's like, Xbox is moving on to DVDs and streaming, and PlayStation is still over there in Japan checking out VHS tapes. You know what I mean?
I wonder if the next God of War franchise or God of War game is cross-platform, or the next Spider-Man game.
They'd have better luck with Spider-Man, I think.
They're going to keep it exclusive.
God of War was Game of the Year candidate.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying that. I just think it would be a good one, but I think Spider-Man is a bigger draw than Kratos.
You're probably right.
That's my argument.
Probably right. Yeah,
is that more people? If you polled random people at any gathering and asked them who Kratos was, you're going to get people who know, but everybody knows who Spider-Man is.
Right.
Speaking of Spider-Man, the Marvel's Avengers game is 90% off, and it's about to not be supported and completely disappear. So why would you buy it for?
Right.
No, it's going to be supported. It's not going to be entirely supported, apparently, according to reports, but it will be playable after it disappears from the game store.
Yeah.
So you have to have it prior to it disappearing.
Yeah. Well, this is the special edition that's on sale for 90% off. So when the game dropped, the one that was $100, that's the one that's on sale for 90% off.
Did they ever drop Winter Soldier?
Yes.
I think they said they were going to.
They dropped Winter Soldier. Yeah.
Anyway,
that game was such a disappointment. Such high hopes.
Oh my god, huge disappointment.
I really can't believe that game turned out being what it was, because playing as the Hulk in those first couple of levels,
fun,
I was like, man, this is awesome. And then, speaking of old school, man, this is awesome. MK1, Mortal Kombat 1. Is anybody planning on playing that?
No.
You know what I didn't know this at first. I'm sure a lot of you already know this, but apparently Raiden is no longer the god, quotation fingers.
Correct.
Liu Kang is now the god in this game.
So that's the way the last Mortal Kombat ended.
See, I didn't know that. So Liu Kang is the god of fire, and Raiden is just a normal dude.
So this is a completely different universe. This is a reimagining or a total retelling in MK1, which this franchise sorely needs.
Yes, big time.
And they're putting in all these cool new characters. Like they got Peacemaker, they got Homelander, Omni-Man. I forget the last one. But they've had some pretty cool new characters added. I mean, Alien has been in this game, Predator, Terminator, Rambo was in this game. There's been a lot of cool DLC. I know Leatherface was in it. Jason, I think, was in it at one point. But they got some data miners who came in and found a couple of new people who are going to be joining the Mortal Kombat universe. An OG in Noob Saibot, which Tobias Boone, if you don't know that, is the creator of Mortal Kombat, and his character is Noob Saibot. When he came out on Nintendo 64, everybody played that damn character.
Yep, everyone did.
Cassie Cage, who is the daughter of Sonya Blade and Johnny Cage, will be making a resurgence in the game as a DLC character, according to the data miners. Ghostface from Scream, who's just a dude with a knife, will be joining Mortal Kombat to face
Conan the Barbarian.
I didn't have anything to say about that. You're good. Yeah, Conan the Barbarian is the last one. Yep. All right, moving on. No, I'm kidding. Conan the Barbarian, I think, is probably like one of the most appropriate people who has joined this universe for sure. If you've ever read a Conan comic, that dude is brutal. He is absolutely a monster. But interestingly enough, Conan is a Marvel property.
Mhm.
So how are we getting Conan?
Why are they doing this?
To get more people to want to buy their game and not play their OG characters. That was the question I was going to ask. Everybody here has played an old school Mortal Kombat game.
Yep.
Who was your main when you played? I just want to know. Just curious for all the kids out there.
Reptile.
Which one?
Reptile. That's definitely a classic. Reptile was cool as hell.
I was a Smoke and Kano guy. And Sub-Zero.
Kano.
Yeah.
I'm
and 3, bro, his combo is crazy.
Okay. How about you?
I didn't play it a lot, and I don't even know if I have this right, but was Scorpion a player? Like he was.
Scorpion is like
right?
Scorpion.
Hold on a second. I don't know if I have this right. You mean one of the most iconic Mortal Kombat players ever?
That's like watching a football game and going, is John Madden a guy?
So mind you, I think
I don't know if I like Marvel a whole lot, but is Iron Man a guy?
I think I've only played Mortal Kombat in an actual arcade. Like I don't know if I've actually played it on any like console. I think I literally only played it in arcade, so I don't really know Mortal Kombat very well. I played Street Fighter a lot when I was a kid.
Who was your Street Fighter main?
Oh, Blanca probably.
Ryu all
I love
you
Blanca.
Were Blanca. Yeah, that makes sense.
Branca.
Branca.
Is that what I said?
Branca.
I played it out of Brangus.
Brangus.
And what was the girl's name?
Chun-Li.
Chun-Li. And
You were a
played
Ryu guy, I heard?
Ryu all day.
Ryu.
All day.
Ryu. How about you, Rhino?
I told you already. Reptile.
Street Fighter.
Street
he's
Fighter,
asking
dummy.
now. Gosh.
Reptile.
You know, right?
The chick that kicked the shit out of stuff. Who was that?
Chun-Li.
Chun-Li.
Yeah, I know. I was kidding. By the way, just to comment on your Marvel property thing. So Conan the Barbarian is a Marvel property the same way Alien and Predator are Marvel properties.
Right.
Sorry.
Ringus.
Words.
Predator and Alien were also DLC characters in Mortal Kombat
Prior to their acquisition.
Yes.
So that's an interesting part.
But I think it's like an offshoot character. It's not like a main continuity type property.
He was in Savage Avengers with Wolverine, Venom, Doctor Strange, Elektra. I mean, he's definitely been in the mix.
You've also had offshoots like Wolverine versus Predator and stuff like that too.
That's coming out. I'm so excited to read that.
Yeah.
I'm definitely down for that. But Conan's about okay, for Mortal Kombat, is it really like a homer answer for me to say Jax?
That's a great answer.
I have played
a great answer.
In every Mortal Kombat. I don't know why. That's why the Mortal Kombat movie disappointed me so much.
And beats you with him. Oh man.
I like Jax's development in Mortal Kombat. I thought it was good.
Now in the newer Mortal Kombats, his arms heat up, and he as he hits you more, they power up, and you can do combos.
Yeah, kinetic energy. Yeah,
it's sick. I don't know, man. I might check out MK1 if it comes out on sale.
Is Cabal still a thing?
Cabal is.
What about the?
Yeah, he was
Street Fighter.
Oh, Street Fighter.
No,
Can I guess?
You can guess, but Street Fighter is not a game that I'm happy with because somebody I grew up with and his brother were massive Street Fighter fans, and they played it all the time, and we'd load up Street Fighter and I would get the brakes beaten off of me.
Talk about the Wise brothers?
That's what I'm talking about.
Yep.
They've gone to tournaments for that game and done well. And I just it just wasn't fun. But go ahead.
If I may guess, Mike Wise was the better of the two, wasn't he?
Incorrect.
Oh, wow.
Sean,
Okay.
Sean's not a big gamer these days.
Sean with Ken. Ken could absolutely ruin your entire day. And that was his main. Go ahead. Well, who do you think is my main for
Akuma?
Akuma's wow. Yes, he is my main now for sure.
Well,
that's a great one. I was thinking the OG Street Fighter that he's not in, but that's a really good. Yes, that's probably true. Go ahead. Who you got?
Oh, I was gonna say Akuma is who I used to move to too, but he's not OG.
Yeah,
but it's essentially Ryu.
Yeah,
Ken.
Yeah.
If I had to guess, it's the chick that kicks the shit out of stuff.
Oh, and I play a lot
Who
of
was
Guile.
the guy? Who was
Guile.
I play a lot of Guile.
Who was the?
What was the sumo wrestler guy? That guy.
No. Who was the guy? Like the Indian guy with the fucking
Dalsim.
legs.
Dalsim.
He was fun to play too.
Why did you say legs and then you shoved your arm out?
Because his legs
Yeah.
like extended.
Yeah, why didn't you extend your leg
My
on
leg's
camera?
already extended. I can't extend it anymore.
The legs.
gosh.
The legs.
He had the legs.
He
He
had
would
the
do
legs.
the. He was healthy. Here's the question: would you play MK1 on the new iPhone 5?
Yes.
Maybe.
Is it gonna be like a game? Yeah, I just did that
Go, yeah,
I'm sorry. What?
give that to us one more time.
with the thumbs.
Okay. Sorry, guys. I don't know if it's going to be a.
Hold on a second. Hold on a second? Do you do that with your thumbs when you play on your phone?
Yes, she does. Yes, she does.
Like repost.
I just yes.
Yeah, for sure.
Per my last email.
Apple came out and said that they feel that the iPhone 5 is going to be the biggest gaming console ever.
15.
The iPhone 5? What am I
15.
missing?
Yeah,
Right.
the iPhone. You're about a decade behind.
I'm sorry, 15, not 5.
What am I
Thank you.
missing? Is it gonna be
So
like
listen,
boy?
I wanted to talk about this a little bit because I think there is some potential behind the idea that the iPhone 15 is getting AAA game releases on their phone. And here's the reason why I think there's some potential behind that. We've seen a lot of the mobile games really start to pick up in development over the last couple of years. We had the Call of Duty mobile game. We've got the Diablo mobile game.
Marvel Snap, baby.
I was gonna say Marvel Snap.
Marvel Snap. If there is any reason to believe that these AAA game releases can do well on a phone, that could define the future of consoles for gaming. I mean, think about it. 3-4 years down the line, Microsoft all of a sudden says, fuck making a console. We'll make a phone and we'll dominate both industries where not only can you use your phone for everyday use, but then when you get home, you can connect your phone to your TV and pick up a controller and play games on your phone the same way you did on your console.
And when you
Kinda
get
defeats
home,
the purpose, because I could easily just turn on my Xbox instead of using my phone and play on that.
but what if I wanted to use the Neuralink and interface with artificial?
But why? But that's what I'm saying. Like, why buy both when you could have one all and everything?
Because the phone is also this big.
Right.
I mean,
Yeah.
And don't you want to be able to
I'm saying connect the Xbox to your phone, because I can pick up my iPhone right now and connect it to any one of my TVs. I have 4 TVs sitting right here. And if I wanted to play a movie on my phone, it automatically goes to my TV.
Calm down, TV
because
jockey.
the other thing you're gonna have to deal with is latency. That's one of the biggest parts that they have with like cloud gaming and things, is from your phone to the TV, the reaction time.
I was
It's
gonna
not gonna be
say
great, 'cause if
I
you're one of those people who live in a place where you may not have the internet to run a lot of these games that are actually, and like you have to be connected to
Right,
Here's
it's
what I
like-
could see. Here's what I could see.
not
I could see them
ideal.
doing a mod to make a controller that controls your gaming console and use it that way. But if they were going to have a handheld gaming system from your iPhone, why not just use the Switch or
the
make the
thing.
portable? Because they've got that option now, and the Switch does both. You can play that and then put it in your TV and play it on your TV.
Or instead of like associating it with your TV, just use it as like a Switch. Like
Right.
if they're going to be releasing all these games, it's like you
Well,
have
that's the plan.
well, that's fine. But like you're talking about shooting into the TV and then like the upload, download speeds and all that other shit that's going to be, cause issues there. Like, we spent all this money on a brand new damn TV just so that it can do all the things, and we hardwired the Xbox so that we have less time lapse. I don't know how. I kind of work in the IT world, so like I don't even know how that's feasible.
Well, if you think about it like this, 10 years ago, people freaked out when they got 100 megabit internet service.
That's fair.
People freaked out when they came out with a 64 hertz reaction time on their TVs. That was 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Now we've got TVs that do 256 hertz reaction time. We've got gig service for internet. I'm telling you right now, I think we are 5 years away from the introduction, the idea of having consoles be permanent handheld consoles that you can connect to your TV and play through your TV when you're home. Or if you're out on the go, you can play on your phone.
You know what?
They just want us staring at the TVs and the phones.
This will be my graduation to being the old man again, where I go,
Yeah.
you know what? I don't give a damn. I'm gonna plug on my
turn
TV.
on my Xbox.
Play it on your phone. Goddamn scab.
But then at the same time, too, your phone's never gonna beat. There isn't a phone that's even now that's gonna beat the performance of an Xbox Series X.
You don't know that, though. You don't know that. Look at it. Like I said, once again, to make the 10-year comparison, compare an Xbox now to 10 years ago.
Yeah. Technology has historically gotten smaller and faster.
Yeah.
Like I get
If you could fit what an Xbox does in a phone, why wouldn't you take advantage of that and try and dominate both? You mean to tell me 3 years from now, if Microsoft came out with an Xbox phone and they told you, listen, this phone will do everything your Xbox does right now. You can download games onto it. It's got 2 terabytes of hard drive. You can get home, connect it with a controller, set your phone down, and play Call of Duty, Fortnite, Destiny, Diablo on your TV the same way you do your console. You mean to tell me you wouldn't just make one purchase and get the phone?
No, I'm not that person.
It's gonna have to depend on how it operates, how it works. Because I like playing on the big TV, man. I don't care about the screen. If I wanted that, I'd play the Switch.
It's also nice to get away from some of this shit.
Yeah.
Like, if I'm being honest, it's nice to be able to not take it with you everywhere.
I mean, let's be quite honest too. How many gamers want to play on a screen like this all the time?
Right.
You know what I mean? If I'm
We are boomers. We are boomers.
We're not playing on this.
I guess.
You know what I mean?
We are definitely boomers.
Yep.
I don't want to be like out with family and be like, man, I really want to be playing my Xbox right now and whip out my phone and start.
The problem with that is that the demographic of people who actually would be in favor of that far outweighs us.
God, the world.
I mean, Steam Deck's a thing, and it's not that big. It's
actually huge, dude. It's huge.
I haven't heard anybody talk about a Steam Deck. I've never seen one.
Our buddy has one that's in our fantasy football league, and he brings it with him everywhere he goes.
Oh, there you go. I know Rob does, but
yeah. I don't know, man. Next week, maybe there won't be a show. Maybe AI will take over, and there will be different versions. Running the show.
Hello, everybody.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Alter Ego Show podcast. You listen now.
How are you?
Even the music, it's just a robot going.
Black Rhino, how were you?
That is culturally insensitive, but people find it humorous. We were supposed to talk about Ninja Turtles this week, but we didn't get a chance to. But next week, we will be talking about Mutant Mayhem, and the guy who's with me as always will not be with me as always. He'll be on, his birthday. So, don't forget to send him his birthday videos.
Yes.
Of you singing. He wants
Happy birthday. Oh, not yet. I'm sorry.
Right. So, we'll see you guys next week, episode 158, Mutant Mayhem. But we hope you enjoyed Meth Bear at the Magic Kingdom. In the meantime, we'll see you guys.